Hey guys, I know there's been a little bit of confusion going on right now, so one of the things I kind of want to do is I just want to go through quickly using MySql as opposed to what you've been used to with other Access or with SQL Server, and just to kind of show you how to quickly get things moving. It's one of the really nice parts about using PHP. Um, as a programming language is that you can turn stuff around really quickly, and one of the key tools to doing that in any kind of a database application would be through using typically MySql. Sometimes you'll use PostgreSQL or another backend, or even SQLite. But for the most part, most instances that are on servers use MySQL because it's really fast as far as doing most average kind of database stuff. If you need something that's a little bit fancier, you might have to look at going with an Oracle or with a PostgreSQL. But for general website stuff, yeah, you're good here. So I'm going to use my local instance that I've set up for my WAMP area just for this example. So I need to go to my local host, and then in my local hosting you're going to see that I have a bunch of different things, but I'm going to have a phpMyAdmin part. And I click on that. This is the administrative interface to your MySQL service. If you don't have this, then you got to do it all using queries, and honestly it's a pain in the ass. So by default, the main user is going to be root. Whatever password you happen to give it, if you haven't assigned a password yet, it's most likely blank. Just say go, and in you go to the settings. So you can see there's a bunch of different databases that are created. I'm going to create a new one here to work with. So to create a new database, I'm going to click up on the database link. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to give it a particular name. In this case, I'm going to say person, people. Make a contact. Here we go. Should think these out before I start doing up videos. Alright, so I go to contact. So to get, I should have showed that too. To get into any of these databases, I just come over and I click on them, and that brings me into the database itself. Now, these are much like your MDB files in Access. So you create them, and bang, oh, they're there. But until you create them, they're still empty. There's no tables in it yet. It's just an empty shell for a database. But all of the database files for the contact thing are going to go in here. So I'm going to just put in a person one here. So I want to create a table. Now, there's two ways I can do this. I can still go old school and go to my SQL and type out the SQL to do this, or I can come over and I can kind of build it a bit more piecemeal. I'm going to do it this way because I find it's a little bit quicker most of the time. The SQL way is a nice way to reproduce things if you're looking to move stuff around. So if I say person here, and let's say I want their first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Well, let's say first name, last name, email address. So I'm going to say, it's going to seem strange, I'm going to say I want 4 fields. Now I'm going to say go. This is the part of this that I like. Because I've said I want 4 fields in person, they're all going to kind of land here. So the first thing I want to do is, it's usually a good idea to create an ID field in your tables. Best to leave that as an int. It's also best to say that that's going to be your primary key, and to scroll over, it's auto-incremented. That's what that's for. Okay, then I want to have first name. I'm going to do first name, last name, and email. So I create all these. I'm looking, well, I don't really want it to be an integer. What I want that to be is I want that to be characters. So I want it to be either text or varchar. I'm going to pick varchar just because it's a bit old schooly, to be quite honest. The longest first name I'm willing to take here is going to be 30 characters long. The longest last name I'm going to take is going to be 30 characters long. And the longest email address I'm going to take is going to be 50 characters long. That's not to say that they could be longer or whatever. It's just what I'm taking. I'm literally just picking these off the top of my head. So at this point, I'm going to be happy with it. I'm going to leave everything else as default. I could put in some comments here, etc. I could even change the type of storage that I'm using. I'm leaving it as the default one. Then I'm going to hit save. Now I have a person table in my database that I can click on over here to see. And there's no information in this yet. So if I want to seed this with a little bit of information, I'm going to do so like this. Just click on insert. I'm going to leave this one here blank all the time, and this one here I'm going to use me. Okay, so I'm going to put myself in. I'm going to leave that one as ignore. I'll say OK. You even get to see the SQL that was used to actually do this, so you can see how it was created. Great way to kind of keep you up on your SQL. You can see that it turns up here as well. Okay, now when I come back to take a look at it, you actually see my information turn up there. So I can add other people the same sort of way. I'm going to just add another person or two. So johndoe@somewhere.com, and that'll do. So again, I'll come back over here, take a look. I got my 2 email addresses, got my 2 people. You notice that my ID kept incrementing. This is how I work with my database to kind of massage my data as required. If I need to remove a row, I can just come here to remove a row. I can edit it by kind of coming in. I can add more stuff here. I can play with the structure by adding columns or removing columns here. So it lets me do lots of different things, and the interface is pretty straightforward. So this is one of those nice things to have at your disposal and to just kind of kick the tires with a bit, just to be able to get your data to look the way you want it to look. So what I'm going to do now in the next, it won't be in this video, but in the next clip, I'm actually going to take this information, I'm going to connect my my PHP script to this database, and I'm going to display this information. I just want to show you guys how to quickly go through that, because once you think about it a certain way, it's always you do the same thing over and over and over again. And after that, it becomes a lot more straightforward. Anyway, that's video number 1. Number 2 will be coming up shortly. Talk to you soon. Bye.